So, good evening, cuties, and welcome to another amazing episode of Inspiring Young Minds, session 17. And today we are going to talk a lot about fears, right? So, many a times when we are very small children, there'll be many things we'll be very scared of, right? So, we're going to talk about all that. And in addition to that, we will also have an activity at the end of the session today. And be very alert, and let's all start today's presentation. So I'm going to, share my presentation right now. Okay, cuties. So, today's presentation is on Inspiring Young Minds, session 17, and it's about how to confront your fears. So when we say confronting your fears means how do we express when we have something we are scared of, right? Scared means we are not very happy, we feel frightened, we don't know what to do, we are thinking, we are sad. All that happens when we are in fear. So fear, if you look at it, it's a very natural, powerful, primitive human emotion. So whenever something scares you, you either close your ears or you close your face, you close your eyes, you don't want to see it. Those are the kind of feelings you have. It involves a universal biochemical response within your body. In your body also, you will not feel very comfortable. You will feel like, oh my God, why is this happening? You will feel like scared because, there'll be a lot of like a danger or a threat or a harm you will feel. And it might hurt you either physically or it might hurt you psychologically. So physically means somebody's coming to hit you and then you're scared. Or, psychologically means like, you're seeing something, maybe it's a dark room or maybe you think, some sound which you're not familiar with and you're very scared about it. So this is how you would feel. So when you have such feelings, what will you look? You'll feel very sad, upset, and you'll be thinking about things. You will be not knowing, should I say, should I not say? You will not feel like playing. You will not feel like eating. You are scared. And if you're very small, what will you do? You'll go and cry. You'll probably cry with your amma or appa, or, you will cry with whoever is very close to you, maybe your grandparents. And they will ask you, they will lift you up and they will kiss you and they will hug you and they'll say, what it is, tell me, why are you scared? Why are you crying? And then only after you feel comfortable and you trust that person, you will share, right? So this fear, if you look at it, it starts in your brain in a place called amygdala. Okay. This amygdala, what happens is it gives a kind of a signal, and this signal will alert your entire body. And once it alerts your entire body, you're thinking of two things. Either you want to fight that person or you want to run away. Okay. So you're thinking in your mind, and this happens very immediately. So you are feeling the fear in your brain, amygdala, and immediately it triggers or it tells your body, yes, wake up, alert. Okay. Red signal, right? And then you are ready to charge. So this fear is a very strong emotion, as I told you, right? And what happens is it sets the entire body into this kind of an alertness. If you look at that picture, you will see inside your brain a small area, which is called the amygdala. It's a small organ. Okay. Now, when this happens, there is a lot of chemicals releasing in your body, and that chemical is called adrenaline. And this chemical, what will it do? See, whenever you're scared, what happens? You're breathing very fast. You touch your pulse, it will be very fast. Why? Because your brain is getting more oxygen. Your brain is now deciding what to do, and it is ready. So if you're deciding on fighting with somebody, then what happens? You're sitting clear, you're ready to defend your position, and you're ready to attack. You're ready to give them a hit. Now, if it is a flight, not every time you would want to fight, correct? So if it's a flight, which means you want to run away, then you want to protect yourself. You want to take care of yourself. And that's the reason you want to run away from that scene. So when you're a small child, let us see what are the things you can be afraid of. So when you're between 2 and 4 years, you'll be scared in the dark. In the night when Amma and Appa are putting you to sleep, you're very scared. And that is why, sometimes they don't sleep alone. Small children sleep with their parents because they are scared. Sometimes people are scared of thunder or lightning when it's raining very heavily. That sounds which come, you're very scared. So once that thunderstorm comes, you're very scared. You want to go and sleep with Amma or Appa. You want to hug them and sleep. Sometimes when you're walking, there is a shadow. So it could be your shadow, somebody else's shadow, and you're feeling that it is following you. So you're scared of that. And some loud sound you've never heard before. So that also makes you very scared. Now, when you become a 5 to 7 years, then you are scared of the dark a little. And then you're scared of doctors because sometimes they give you injection which hurts you. And so you are scared of them. And sudden noises, you're fine, but suddenly some noise comes somewhere and then you're scared. Some are scared of insects also, right? Some animals also. So insects means maybe lizard, maybe cockroach, spider, all of that you're scared of. And if it's animals, maybe even pet animals you don't know. You're going to your friend's house and that friend has a dog. It's a friendly dog, but you are not, comfortable with the dog. So you might be scared. Or it could be bigger animals, like, it could be like a huge tiger, lion, like that, big animals, right? And then you're sometimes scared or fear, some friends who don't include you in their games. And they act as a bully, and then you're not very comfortable, you're scared of them. After you become 8 years of age and above, you're now looking into some TV or something, and then you are fearing ghost. You feel like, okay, ghost is coming and all that. Sometimes you see elderly people who die and you feel sad because you're lost them. You're very attached to them and it makes you feel sad. Sometimes when you go to school and you don't do well in your tests or, exams, you feel sad and you feel like, I'm not able to do. I tried, I'm not able to do, like that. Sometimes you are, you're scared of some evil people. You remember we taught you about good touch, bad touch. And we said, if somebody whom you don't know, some stranger is coming, then, you should run away from them. You should not be with them. And we also did a, exercise on safe circle, right? And sometimes, you are scared because you made your parents feel bad because you were naughty or something like that. And your parents are not happy with you and they are screaming at you. They're telling you, I don't like what you did. And then you're feeling very sad. You're feeling afraid. When you grow a little more older, say around 12 to 18 years, now you're thinking about your safety. You're thinking about how you can take care of yourself. Some of them are scared of even school in terms of, you are asked to present something and then you are thinking, will I do it well? Will I not do it well? Like that. Some also have fear of death. You would have seen somebody dying and you're feeling sad about it. And because when you become 18 years, which means you're finishing school, you're thinking about your future and then you think, oh, will I, get admission in college? Did I get good marks? And sometimes we feel, we have to accept ourselves. We feel like, we are short, we are tall, we are fat, we are thin, we are fair, we are dark. So many things, right? So we are scared of fear others rejecting us. We feel like, oh my God, they are rejecting us, like that. Sometimes it is about fear of abuse. Abuse means somebody hit you and, you're not happy with that. It is not always like, people will hit you. So if you say your parents, sometimes they discipline you. Hitting and disciplining is different. Disciplining is when you've done something wrong and they're trying to tell you you're not listening, and then they're telling you again you're not listening, and then they get angry and they beat you. That is different. Now I'm talking about people who, shift and then you turn your face and all turns different colors and all that stuff. That's child abuse. And sometimes you're fearing some world events, some things which happened, like we had tsunami, we had earthquake, we had a lot of things even in India, right? So you're scared of all that. So when you ask many children, they will say they are scared of sleeping in the night alone. They are scared of doctors. They are scared of lizards. And they're scared of some spiders. And then they're scared of ghosts. And then they're scared of snakes also. So, sometimes you're just scared of all these things. So when you sleep in the night, and if you're sleeping alone, your parents will put some night lamp so that, in case you wake up in the night, the lamp will be there to tell everything isn't fine and you can go back to sleep again. Some children like to hug their teddy bear or some toy or some doll, and they like to sleep. That also gives them a kind of a comfort, right? So when you have this fear in you and you're scared of things, then there are 4 F's you should remember. Fear is also an F, so you should remember 4 F, okay? First is fight. You're fighting it. Then other than fight, you will freeze. You will not know what to do. Suddenly get scared. Then some people faint. They, oxygen just shuts and you fall out. And some people flee, which means they run away, flight. This fear can be divided into 2, which is acquired fear. What is acquired fear? Somebody tells you and that's how it is. And that could be because of some event which happened, you saw, and then you're scared. It could also be objective or subjective fear. Objective means you have had some direct unpleasant experiences of that fear. Maybe somebody hit you. Maybe you fell down and hurt yourself. Things like that. So you're scared. Subjective fear is somebody is telling that they fell. And now when they tell, you're scared. Oh, what if I fall down? Like that you're thinking. An innate fear means a fear which is what a child is born with. So it's like a child is having that fear and they have to overcome that fear. Okay, children? So what happens when you have this fear? I told you, you breathe fast and then you're gasping for breath, your shortness of breath. Imagine after running how you feel, shortness of breath. And your stomach also is not feeling well. You feel some butterflies are going inside your stomach. You are not comfortable with your stomach. Some people sweat a lot and some people can even turn cold. And then your muscles, your leg muscles and all will start trembling. You'll feel like fear, right? When you watch cartoons and all, they will show that, the heart is pumping so fast, like you can see it in this picture. So actually, when you fear, it weakens your immune system and can cause even ulcers. Sometimes you will have a lot of ulcers in your mouth also when you are fear. And when you fear constantly, like everything is a fear for you, then it is not good. Sometimes fear coming is okay. All of us have that. But every time you're scared of walking, you're scared of doing everything, then it is not. So what are the different types of phobias? So fear, when you say, they say phobia. And some people are scared of heights. When they go up to a terrace and they ask to look down, they are scared. That's called acrophobia. Some people, when they get into an aeroplane, they are scared. They'll hold on to their mother or father. That is called aerophobia. Some people are scared of spiders, and that's called arachnophobia. And I told you thunder and lightning, that is called astrophobia. Some people fear of being alone. They don't like being alone. So that is autophobia. Some people, when they go into some closed places, something like a lift or anything, they feel they can't breathe. So that is claustrophobia. And some children, when they see blood, they get scared. So that is hemophobia. And some children, very small children, are scared of water also. That is called hydrophobia. So you can see small children, sometimes, they are taken to such tourist spots, and look at this child, how she's scared to walk on that glass pane. And what makes it okay? When you do this exercise over and over again, only then you will be able to overcome that. And as I told you, some very small children are scared of water. When the water comes, they're like running and coming towards you. You can see this small child, how he's scared of water. So when they are scared, they'll just run away from that place. So these are the 4 major specific phobia categories. It could be natural environment, it could be animals, it could be mutilation or medical treatment, and it could be some situations like how we discussed right now. So many a times when a child is going to school first time, you will see the child crying, and you will see the teachers coming, hugging them and making them feel nice and taking them. So usually small children, they will cry when they go to school. Middle children, when you are at the age of say 8 to say 12 or 13, that's when you're in middle school. So you will be scared because you are growing up. And we had Savita aunty talk about puberty few weeks back. And so that changes happen in your body. So you're scared of all that. And when you become a high schooler, you're a big child now. You're 18 years. Now you're thinking about your future. Will I get a job? How much marks will I get? Will I be able to earn money? Will I have, a big house? Things like that you'll be scared of. And the responses to fear could be cognitive, which means you will be like, I am scared. And it could be behavioral, which means, they will say, oh, this is a threatening area. I don't want to go there. And then it could also be physiological, where I told you your body will respond to the fear. So what are the ways where you can fight your fears? So first thing is you can take time out. Whenever you are thinking about so many things, you should not, keep it to yourself. You can tell your amma or appa and then, talk to them about it. And you should breathe comfortably. That's also very important. And you should be ready to face any challenge. Okay? You are small children right now. And many a times, amma and appa will always not be there. So you will have to stand up and fight or face the fear. And imagine what worse can happen. And then think about the best. Okay? And you should always, whenever you're scared, you should think about some happy moment you had and overcome that fear. And talk about it, my dear children. Talk about it to anybody at home whom you're comfortable with. And sometimes this fear also protects us and makes us alert to any danger. You can see this child, he sees danger and then he just goes back. So he's very small, right? And this is quite natural. So don't get scared. And we need to be cautious. That is what we need to be very careful. So I'm going to tell you some ways to take control and confront your fears. So when things you don't know, you ask your parents or uncle, auntie or grandma, grandpa, and talk to them and tell them that you're scared and this is what you're scared for. And everything need not be okay. It's okay if it's not okay. That's what I would say, right? And practice self-care. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Dress yourself and, overcome that. And be conscious of your intentions. Your intention should always be good. Focus on positive thoughts, children. Always think about positivity and practice mindfulness. Practice now and train your brain to stop that fear response. Say, I don't want you. I'm not scared of you anymore. So I'm sure you all love to hear stories. So I'm going to tell you a story. It's a long time since I told you all stories, right? So once a small girl called Geeta wanted to cross the road. Usually her parents will come along with her and then she'll cross the road with her parents. But this time she was alone. She had a heavy bag, she had a water bottle in her hand, and she has to cross the road. So she remembered what her mother had taught her. Her mother had taught her not to cross the road when there is a green signal, which means the vehicles will be moving right and left. So her mother had told her, wait, when the signal is red, the vehicles will stop and now you can cross. And mother also told, don't cross anywhere on the road except on the zebra crossing. So the zebra crossing is where you have a black and white line on the road. Next, Geeta's mother also told that, you know, when you cross the road, look into the right, look into the left, and then cross the road. And don't run. Gently, calmly walk the road. So when Geeta was trying to cross the road, suddenly the signal from green went to red. So she was ready to cross the road now. But she was still scared. She followed everything what her mother said, but she was scared to take that first foot forward. Now, Geeta's friends saw her on the other side and they said, come Geeta, it's red, you can come. And then Geeta took the first step. She was scared. Then she took the second step. Now she became a little more confident. And like that, one step after the other, she crossed the road confidently. When she came to the other side, all her friends were screaming with joy. They said, yay, Geeta, you did it. See, now you're not scared of crossing the road anymore. And Geeta felt very happy. She felt she had achieved something and she was very happy. So she came back home and told her mother how she crossed the road today, listening to all the instructions and following what her mother had told her. So let's see what are the lessons you learned from this story. So first thing is talk about your fear and share how you feel when you're scared. And trust your parents or your caregivers and take their help. And keep working on your fear. Don't let the fear become bigger. You are bigger than your fear. And overcome your fear. And then keep doing the act until your fear does not exist. So at Inspiring Young Minds, we always teach our children and help them understand life better. And you can join our WhatsApp group. You can also like, share, subscribe, comment, and press the bell icon on our YouTube channel called Team Red Rockstars, Dr. Vidya's Smile Dental Clinic. And now we're going to have an activity where I'm going to unmute yourself and then you can talk about how you overcame your fears, children. And we are having some special program on November 13th and 20th. In view of the Children's Day. And we also have a toy drive. And I want all of you to start collecting your toys and books so that you can give it to the young ones. And that's Vidya Auntie and Savita Auntie's number. You can keep in touch with us. And with that, we come to the end of today's session where I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to come and ask you how you liked about today's session. And also, I want you all to unmute and tell me what did you do when you were scared of something and how did you overcome it? So let's see who is going to come first. Arohi loved today's session. Thank you. Unmute yourself, Arohi. I want to hear your voice.
Yes, Arohi, tell me. I'm scared of spiders and cockroaches actually.
You're scared of spiders?
You're scared of spiders? Yes. I'm scared of spiders. Okay.
So did you combat that? Now you're not scared of spiders, right? They are so tiny.
Ma'am, I can't. Yes, but sometimes your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Sometimes my voice is breaking. So you tell me, spider is so small, right?
Breaking. Yes.
And when your spider is so small and Arohi is so big and strong, no need to get scared of spider, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So who's the next one coming? Yes, Mehak. Now you can tell me.
I like it so much, ma'am. It is like nice when you told that we should take a step by step and do not lose hope. So even I'm going to try it because I'm a little afraid of darkness and to sleep alone in night. So I'm going to try it a little bit.
Wonderful. So what you can do, Mehak, when you're scared in the night, you can ask your mother or father to put a night lamp. Okay? And then you can have some toy, some teddy bear or doll to cuddle and sleep. And then, you can always pray to God. And, when you know that you're going to be safe, nothing to worry. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Very good, beta. Very good. Yes. Now I can see you, Nivedini. Tell me.
I'm fear about darkness. Today I know how to face the fear. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Very true. When you're small, you're scared of darkness, right? So like I told Mehak, I want to tell you also. So, you have a small night lamp and you have some toy or something which you like, okay? And you can hug that and then go to sleep. Nothing to fear. You're all strong children and you will overcome fear as you grow, okay? So don't think, one day I got scared, so every day I'll get scared. Nothing like that, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Very good, very good. Switch on. Now I can see you. Add on, switch on your audio.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
It was a really nice session, and the fears that you said, I had it before, but I don't have it right now. In that typical age, I really had it. And now I don't have that fears. And I was really surprised when you said that.
I know many a times when we go to the restroom, we will see a cockroach and then we'll run and come out, correct?
Yes.
And we're very scared. We will think it's going to come and eat us up. But cockroach is so small. We are so strong, right? We are big. And we don't have to be scared of all that. But yes, once or twice we will be scared when we are very small. And we should not make fun of anybody if they feel they are scared of it. That is also important, right? Because see, when we are, say, around 10 years and we have our small brother or sister who's just 3 years, they will be still scared. So we should say, don't worry, nothing, this is only small. Come, I will come and help you. Like that, we should be able to, make them feel comfortable. Okay? So we should not laugh at anybody if they are saying they're scared. Okay?
Scared of cats.
What are you scared of?
No, ma'am, I have a little brother who is scared of cats.
Cats.
He won't come with it. Scared of cats.
See,
ma'am, can you please say the activity for the week?
Correct. We say cats are domestic pets, right? But see, we are not used to it, no? Cats, dogs and all. So we have to be comfortable. I don't know if you all saw a video of a small child. She has a pet elephant, and she are so close, right? So it is like animals also like us, but we should not harm them. You should be very gentle towards them. So if you slowly pat the animal, they will also be calm. We can also be calm. So there are some friendly animals. We call them domestic animals. So only if they are domestic, you should go touch them and all, okay? Some people have cows in their houses. Some people have sheep. Some people have, rabbits in the house. They have dogs and cats. So as you, develop a kind of an affection towards them, then they will be nice. So tell your brother not to get scared of the cat. If you are not scared, you can just touch the cat and, you can help him touch it. And that is very important. If it's a friendly cat. Good. Yes, Sadhara. Tell me, dear.
I scared of dogs and insects.
Okay.
And now I'm not feared for that.
Very good. Very good. All our children are very strong children, right? I know you're all growing every day into a stronger, better children now. So I'm sure all this will help you, work out on a lot of things, right? So now I'm going to almost end this session. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what we're going to do next week. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what we're going to do next week. For next week, I want you all to buy or keep clay ready. Okay, you know clay, you know plasticine. You can go to a shop and also buy. You can have a lot of colored clay also. So you can buy that and keep. And tomorrow, next Saturday, I'll be talking about clay. And I will talk about all you can do with clay. And I want you all to make something very special with that. Okay? Yes, Mary, you can unmute and say. Mary?
Ma'am, it's very nice session.
Thank you, Mary.
I remember those, my school teachers, how they'll teach.
Thank you so much.
You play multiple roles now. I feel different of you.
Thank you so much, Mary.
This is wonderful, wonderful. Nice to listen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I enjoy every session of yours, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Thank you. So what we are going to do next week, cuties, we are going to play with clay. So keep your clays ready and think what you want to do with clay. Okay? And once you, after the session, I'll give you time to do something with the clay. And I want you to talk about that also. Okay? And if you've already done something and kept with the clay, then you can show that and you can talk about it. Okay? So with that, we come to an end of today's session. Thank you so much and love you all. Stay safe, stay protected and stay happy because we are all a big family and we're going to... Yes, Arohi.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Arohi. Thank you.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehak. Thank you. Thank you, Adra. Thank you, Nivedani. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Happy Sunday, ma'am.
Love you. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Enjoy yourself and be good children. Okay? Take care.